It is recording. It is. Oh, here am I. Hello folks, welcome back to Allotment Joy. My name's Elaine. So I've come on the plot today. I'm not going to spend too long on the plot because it's actually Valentine's Day today, so I've got to get things sorted out here anyway. But I give myself a Valentine's present, and what could it be? So it's come in this tube anyway. So if I can get it out cautiously, hopefully. More plastic, right? Okay. Now this is work for me to do. See now. It's in a plastic bag. Lovingly packed and shipped. It couldn't be any better really. Let's have a look. So I have some John Salisbury onions. Let's have a look. Nice and moist as well, so the roots are nice and moist. Let's unpack them all. I have got some Kelsey onions. Kelsey onions coming from DT Brown at some stage, but John Salisbury beat them to it. Look at these crackers. Look at that. Isn't that lovely, huh? So yeah, onions. So there's a job for me to do. So I'm going to get these put back in the tissue gently. Oh yeah, thank you very much, John Salisbury. Really good quality. I mean, you can't get vexed at that, can you? Honestly, I mean, honestly. Right, so that's me happy. They're back in the plastic bag. The tissue is still nice and wet. They're out in the light, so that'll do them okay. The temperature in here is about 15 degrees or just under, so that's really good. So they'll be all right. So I'll keep them in this pot overnight, and then I'll be back tomorrow to pot them on, and we'll see how I get on. Hopefully they do a bit better than the fat. One was saying hopefully they will do probably better than my Ailsie onions. But yeah, quite happy, really am. There was one thing I wanted to talk to you about, and that was there's a lot of peer pressure going on out there on the internet. You see lots of people planting or sowing their summer crops. They're getting the tomatoes planted, they plant all sorts of things. Now, agreeably, some things do need to be planted a little bit earlier because you're utilising the length of the growing season. But if you haven't got these growing conditions that the plants need, like light and heat, things like that, and if you have them on the windowsill, or even if you just screw them at home, or under light, before long you're going to have quite large plants. And the thing is that if you're planting them outside, it's going to be too cold. So all I can say is, or I could advise you to, is to check on your last frost dates and sort of work backwards from there, because the last thing you want is to start growing stuff now or a week or so back, and have all these leggy plants that you can't plant out in the garden. So just wait, just wait, but check on your last frost dates. Now our last frost dates is about beginning of May, so this is February. So if I raced ahead now and started growing everything, I wouldn't be able to plant them out until about late April if I'm lucky, so. And then what will happen is, what could happen is, if you put your plants out too early, they get checked, they just stop, and and it stunts their growth, and what they're waiting for is ideal growing conditions. And if you can't provide that for them, I can't plant the stuff out in the garden at the moment, because it's just too cold, so as much as I'd like to. But slowly but surely the season is progressing. If you notice, I saw dandelion out the other day, dandelion flower, and the the daffodils are coming up, so things is progressing, but just be a little bit more patient. If you think how long it takes to grow a plant from seed to a reasonable size, because the thing is, you don't want to grow things too large to plant out, because it's going to be flopping all over the place. So it's better to have shorter plants and more sturdier plants at the right moment to plant in your garden. Yeah. So my advice to you is check your last frost dates. Right, now here we are again. I thought I'd just come down and do some potting up. These are onions that I had delivered yesterday. They're not very happy at all, considering that these were, well, should I say, they're alright. They're alright. It's 15 degrees in here. I don't know whether they like it too hot or too cold. I don't know. But anyway, I brought them down. I've got John in as number 2. I'll put these down gently. Blood, fish and bone. I've got superphosphate. I've got some charge. The soil has John in as number 2, which I've had at home, and so that's nice and warm. Yeah, blood, fish and bone I've got in there. The water I've got in here is rainwater, but it's naturally only 15 degrees like, so this should be alright anyway. So I think what I'll use is a bit of mycorrhizal fungi as well, and get them in the pots and wrapped up there. Right, let's have a look. Okay, let's give this lot a mix up. Mix under. What on earth's that? That's clay. It's not poo, it's clay. Doesn't smell like poo. Right. Let's have a look. Right. A bit of clay. Look. Charge. Not charge. Yeah, a bit on the droopy side, like, but it's not I can do about that. Is either sink or swimmer. I don't know. Anyway, here. Just have to crack on, you know. Don't let things stop you. Right, I'll do this one with you. And mycorrhizal fungi on that. In the bottom as well. These are what I believe used to be plug plants or something like that anyway, so yeah. That'll do. Right then, I'll be back in a minute. Well, that's them all potted up now. So I've got a bit of mycorrhizal fungi in it as well. So I'm just giving them a bit of water from the bottom, and yeah, I hope it all works out for them. Right, I found a lid to put on top of them, so I've closed the vents as well, help keep the warmth in a bit more. That's the best thing I can do for them just now anyway. Currently watering from the bottom, and I'll give them about 10 minutes in the water and then I'll pour the water off anyway. But yeah, very happy anyway. At least they're in the soil, And the thing is that when you're buying in plants from somewhere, you might not be able to mimic the same growing conditions as what they were used to. Like, so you're taking a gamble when you're getting them. I can't fault John Folsby's plants one little bit. His plants obviously love the conditions that he's given them, so I'll do my very best for them anyway, as far as I can. Well, it's now Sunday, and I opened the back door this morning and I found a delivery which I was expecting tomorrow. So what a lovely Sunday gift anyway. So I've got Casablanca, and I've also got Condor as well. So, and it states that I'm not allowed to propagate and sell on the Condor, so not that I had any intention, but saying that, I've got to make sure that when I harvest the potatoes that I keep them for next year anyway, so I won't have to buy them again. Right, so here's the potatoes I got. I've got Swift, I've got Cara, I've got Desiree, I've got Pentland Javelin, and for a wild card I've got some red potatoes from Lidl. So it says, have a look, Mozart. So I thought for a wild card I'm going to give them a go. They're going to be in their own pots anyway, but why not? Just give things a go. You won't know if it works unless you try. Right, that's all the tatties unbagged, and all the boxes tagged as well, so I don't lose the oversight. Right, that's the Jamieson's potatoes out of the boxes. Yeah, lovely potatoes. I mean, quality wise, good God, honestly, beautiful, lovely quality. Not sitting at the moment. Good quality, good size. 10 to 12 weeks, 15 to 22 weeks. So I can't wait to get these going, but still a little bit too early. Good goodness, what on earth's that? I can't believe it. It was so dull this morning I had to put the light on in the house. Good God, it's been that long since I've seen the sun. Well, there's the sun. Goodness gracious me. Well, now it's now Sunday. I've got the potatoes unpacked. They can sit away as much as they want now. Yeah, I've got a good selection. As I say, this morning I had a delivery from Jamieson's Brothers on a Sunday. Absolutely chuffed. Excellent potatoes, well packed, well sent. I really am chuffed anyway. So I'll be looking forward to going Condor this year. And yeah, the sun put an appearance in. Goodness sake, honestly, this afternoon it got that dark in the house that I had to put the light on. I thought to myself, this just cannot be. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and it's so dark anyway. So I'm back on the plot. The sun has now come out, and that's because I'm here. Anyway, so the sun's come out. I've got a few pots. I don't know where I put them. I put them somewhere anyway. I've brought some larger pots out of the other allotment. I've got to do some onion potting up at home. Unfortunately, they're not for Ailsa, they're for Peter Glazebrook onions anyway. The onions I have over here, I give them a water from underneath, and now I've given them a water from above. Yeah, just a little bit anyway, just a little bit just to help them settle in. 16 degrees in here, that's not so bad. I can actually see condensation. The chilies are bearing up. Yeah, we've been covered over for days anyway, but you can see condensation in here now. And on the up and up, the temperatures are going to increase this coming week. So goodness sake, honestly, it's about time anyway, because it really is difficult to garden in this weather. But anyway, I'm going to spend a half an hour doing some picking out, so I'll just show you what I'm doing. I have to turn my chair around. Anyway, so I was talking to someone on the on the allotment just before as I came, and even they were saying it's way too early to start things off. Even for instance, broad beans. Now some people have already got their broad beans in the ground, and that's perfectly all right, because they've grown a little bit and then they've slowed down because it's cold, and they're sort of biding their time, they've set their roots and stuff like that. But you can also plant your broad beans, well, you can, but not now, because the thing is like if you grow your broad beans and they get too long, which I have done before, they've grown too tall too early, and yet it was still too cold for them to go out, but because they were so tall I had to put them out, so they just sat there and they sulked and stuff, and it stunts their growth. So it's just pays you to wait, you know, maybe when could you start? Let's say, you know, February, you know, mid-March if you have to, like mid-March, so towards the end of March, and they'll be fine, you know, they'll be fine. So when the ground is warm enough, you can put them out. But you'll land up, if you do it too early, you'll land up with plants too lanky or too long, like I had, and then it was cold and it was wet and I had to put them out, and they just sort of sat there and soaked. It was, they did come back. I mean, they set new shoots and stuff like that eventually, but I found there was no difference in planting broad beans directly into the ground and growing them alongside. They did equally as well, so there is no real rush to do it anyway. So anyway, I'll go get cracking on this, just back in a minute. What have I got? Drawn in is number 2. I think basically the same mix as I had yesterday. Drawn in is number 2. A little bit of mycorrhizal fungi, bloodfish and bones, a little bit of superphosphate charge, because I will be transplanting some onions anyway. So I've got myself a tray anyway, it's a second-hand tray. Also got a drip tray underneath as well. So I'll get that filled up and then I'll bring you back. Right, so I've got my tray filled up. Got a bit of mycorrhizal fungi, and I'll just sort of troll the roots through them. Only from little things anyway, like, but yeah. And also I've just heard an ice cream van, so I'll give them 10 out of 10 for enterprise. But unless you've got the house like a tropics, you can sit there and eat ice cream. It's a little bit on the cold side, but you know. But yeah, right, look, I'll just get these potted up and I'll bring you back again, okay? Oh, 39. I was just going to say I've got 40 plants, like, but I'm going to say 39. I'm going to find another one. I'm sure I've got another one anyway I can pop in there. Not brilliant, they're going to sulk for a little while, but never mind, at least I've got them in. I've got plenty of other stuff to do as well, so onions and leeks and things like that. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Okay folks, that'll be it for just now. I just wanted to say hello to all my new subscribers. Welcome along. I hope you're entertained or informed. Anyway, and yeah, I've got my 40 exhibition onions now planted on. I just have to get past myself. It's one thing growing seeds, but it's another thing pricking them out. And even if I didn't get 40 onions out of it, I'll still be happy anyway. I've got onions coming out of my ears. The John Salisbury onions behind me, they're coping alright anyways. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some more paraffin brought down tomorrow, but I've got enough to tide me over anyway. The sun's put an appearance in today. I can't believe how long it's been since we actually saw the sun. It's just been cold and cold, and in fact this afternoon, I think about 2 o'clock, it was that dull here that I had to put, that dull at home should I say, I had to put the lights on. I mean, it's ridiculous anyway. So yeah, but everything's sort of brightened up, I suppose, since I came here. Anyway, want to say one more thing, one or two things. Welcome to my new subscribers. Hello and welcome. I hope you enjoy watching my journey at the allotment anyway. And naturally, hello, and how are you doing, all my current subscribers anyway? Let me know what you're all doing out on the out in the gardens at home, on the windowsill and things like that anyway. So I'll finish now. I'll put the paraffin heaters on and get myself away home. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.